Hello, I'm Bill Kuchon, National Training Director for First Alert Professional Security Systems. Most people in sales organizations are familiar with an expression that was probably originated by the caveman. Work smarter, not harder. If you take a moment to think about it, you'll probably realize that it's a very simple bit of advice. No one would choose the more difficult way to achieve a goal when an easier way, a smarter way, is known. Unless, of course, you're like me and you need the exercise. The training video you're about to see is designed to help First Alert security consultants get referrals consistently, the smart way, after a sales presentation. Why is asking for referrals after the sales presentation the smart way? I'm glad you asked. Here's the answer. If you've presented yourself, your company, and your product professionally, and you've communicated your enthusiastic concern for life safety as a true consultant would, and you've backed up that concern by giving information and materials that would raise awareness about fire and crime safety, you have gained trust. So it follows that asking for referrals at this time is the smart thing to do, because if they trust you, they will trust you with their friends, neighbors, and relatives. Sounds easy? Well, maybe too easy. Will they resist? Of course they will. That's what this video is all about. How to persist in getting referrals by overcoming resistance. Will the methods you're about to see work all the time? Of course not. That only happens in training films. Some people will not be sold on the idea of giving you referrals, just as some people will not be sold on the idea of protecting themselves with a security system. But that doesn't stop us from trying to sell them a system, does it? We know that if we want to sell something, we must ask for the order. And we also know that we should be prepared to deal with hesitations and objections which may arise. These same principles apply to getting referrals. If we want names, we must ask for names, and we should be prepared to deal with the resistance that we may encounter. So, to conclude, when we ask for referrals consistently and are prepared to respond to various forms of resistance, we will get referrals most of the time. Not all the time, most of the time. The first scene demonstrates a method of getting more referrals after one was given. Perhaps after presenting the Fire Emergency Escape Plan or the McGruff program, or perhaps a direct ask for names. I call it the advertising budget approach, which is a softer way of offering financial incentives for referrals. The scenes that follow demonstrate ways to deal with various types of resistance. Take note of the various methods being used. When asking for referrals, there are two goals. Goal 1, get referrals now. Goal 2, if the prospects cannot give referrals now, be sure to get commitment to get them in the very near future. Let's take a look at a security consultant in action. I'd like to personally thank you for giving me the privilege of calling on one of your friends. Let me tell you how we use our advertising budget. You see, we don't advertise in a big way, you know, like some of the companies you see on TV. We believe that the best kind of advertising is word-of-mouth advertising. You know, friends telling friends. Giving me this family to call on is a form of word-of-mouth advertising. And your permission to contact them means that you trust and respect my company. And me, I hope. Here's how it works. If they see our program and decide to protect their home with one of our systems, we will release funds from our advertising budget, which will result in you receiving free monitoring for 3 months. So, I'll do the hard part. I'll fill out the form with the names, addresses, and phone numbers of some of the people you know. If you just get your address book, we'll be able to help your friends and at the same time get you some free monitoring. Who's the next person that comes to mind? When you say you can't think of anyone, do you mean you can't think of anyone who would want to purchase a security system?
Yeah, right. I just can't think of anyone right now.
I really don't know anyone. If I hear about someone who wants a system, I'll let you know.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. However, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, I'm certainly not asking you for the names of people that you think might buy a security system. That would be a difficult request. How would you know? You see, we realize that not everyone is in the market for a system right now. What we'd like to do is help them get the same life safety information that we've provided for you and show them what our company can offer. If a month from now or a year from now they decide to protect their homes and families, they'll remember and use our services. That would really help me personally, and at the same time help them because they can become more aware of what they can do to avoid crime. That can't hurt, can it?
I guess that would be all right.
Great, great. Which family comes to mind first? Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, may I ask what led to your decision?
Well, we've given out names of friends before, but one time we were embarrassed by a pushy salesman. He kept calling on one of our friends constantly, almost every week for about 6 weeks in a row.
Even though our friend made it very clear from the beginning that he was not interested.
Well, I can certainly understand why you feel that way. I'd feel the same way if that happened to me. May I ask you a question? Do you think that I would do something like that? Please be honest. I think I can take it.
Well, you seem to be more professional, but he seemed to be very pleasant at first, too.
Well, I can assure you, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, that I will not embarrass you in any way. You see, all I'm going to do is send them a brochure about our services, a letter introducing myself, and my card. A few days later, I'll give them a call. If they want to see me, great. If not, that will be the end of it. That can't hurt, can it?
What do you think, John?
Well, yeah, I guess it would be okay.
Great. Which family comes to mind first? I see. Do you feel that my contacting them may be an imposition?
Well, a lot of people don't like to be called out of the blue.
Well, let me explain this. You see, all I'm going to do is send them some literature about my company, a letter from me introducing myself, and my business card. A few days later, I'll give them a call. If they want to see me, great. If not, that's it. I won't contact them again unless they ask me to. That wouldn't be an imposition, would it?
I guess that would be okay. Now, if they say no, you won't call again?
I promise. You have my word on that. Which family comes to mind first? I can understand why you'd feel that way. That's how most people make decisions about many things. Unfortunately, many people never think seriously about protecting their homes and families until crime strikes them personally. Until it actually happens, most people think it will never happen to them. You see, if you had a crystal ball and you were able to look into the future and see that someone you know was going to be the victim of a crime, I'm sure you'd want to do something to protect them, right?
Sure, of course we want to help.
Unfortunately, the chances are pretty good that that's exactly what's going to happen to some of them. Statistically, 1 in 4 homes will be burglarized this year. It may sound incredible, but the Department of Justice tells us that a burglary occurs every 10 seconds. You see, most people don't take steps to protect themselves until something happens to them. And all I'd like to do is give them the same life safety information that I've shared with you, hoping that it may help them become more aware of how to protect themselves against fire and crime. If they choose to see me, great. If not, they'll at least know about my company and may call upon us in the future. That wouldn't be harmful, would it?
Well, when you look at it that way, I guess it'll be okay. What do you think, John?
Yeah, all right.
Great. Which family comes to mind first? Well, Mr. Johnson, I can understand that. You want to make sure the system does what it's supposed to do, so you can recommend our company with confidence to your friends and neighbors, right?
Mm-hmm. That's it. You got it.
As you can see, our customer referral form has 6 spaces for names, addresses, and phone numbers. Now, since most of my customers usually help me out by giving me referrals at this time, and you're saying I have to wait, I'd like to offer a challenge. Doesn't this sound exciting? Here goes. Now, if we install your system and it meets your satisfaction 100%, you provide me with 12 names of people to contact. How's that?
What if I can't think of 12?
Oh, I'm sure you have at least 12 friends, but hey, I'll settle for 10 or 11. So, do you accept the challenge?
Well, okay, it's a deal, but the system had better be perfect, my friend.
I will see to it personally. Now, here are 2 forms. All you have to do is start thinking of friends and neighbors who may benefit from the information we provide, because you will be, without a doubt, 100% satisfied. Thanks. I'd really appreciate your help. That's very nice of you. So what you're saying is you'll call some of the people you know and tell them how terrific my company is, and hopefully put in a good word about me.
Okay.
Sure. We'll make up a few good lies about you.
Well, that would be very helpful. It would also be a good idea to tell them they don't have to feel obligated in any way. Let them know that they'll certainly know more about protecting themselves against fire and crime during my visit with them. Would that be okay with you?
Yeah, that'd be all right.
Sure.
Thanks. Oh, you know what would be even more helpful? I'd like to send them some information, a brochure explaining our services and my business card. This way they'll know more about my company, and even if for some reason they can't see me now, they may want to see me at another time. I'm talking simply about sending them some mail. That'd be all right, wouldn't it?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Great, great. What's the first address I should send some information to? And of course, I won't call any of these people until I get your approval. By the way, I'll be here on Thursday of next week with the installation team, and at that time, you'll tell me who to contact?
Sure, that'd be fine.
Good.